Hello and welcome back to another round of Inside the Clinch. Today is a very special day because we're going to be joined by the one and only Nazim Sadykhov. Nazim is currently on a 3-fight winning streak and fights out at Weidman and Longo Gym in Long Island. Before we play you the interview, we just want to ask you to please follow us on our social media platforms, which can be found in our podcast description. Thank you so much, and we really hope you enjoy the show.
Today we have another very special guest, Brooklyn's very own Nazim the Black Wolf Sadykhov. He's currently 3-1 as a pro and training out of Longo Weidman in New York, along with our previous guest, Dennis Bazookia. So first off, just want to say thank you and thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me, guys. Thank you.
Okay, Nazim, I'm going to start off with the first question. First of all, I'm gonna keep it basic. How'd you get into the sport?
I got in at a very young age. I was 3.5 when I had my first lesson in karate, and that was back in Russia. So it was karate, then it was combat sambo. When I moved here, hand-to-hand combat, kickboxing, various arts. But I started when I was 4, very young age.
All right, so you seem to be very well-rounded. You know, we were watching some footage of your last couple of fights. You seem comfortable, you know, from your striking and from your grappling. But where do you prefer to take the fight? Where do you feel more comfortable?
To be honest, guys, anywhere. Like, it's cliche to say everybody wants to consider themselves well-rounded, and I consider myself the same. But I really do not care where the fight goes in terms of defensively and offensively. I can take it anywhere. I can mix it up. I can take down ground and pound. I can stand up. You know, mix it up. Just mix it up. And working with Sarah BJJ, my grappling is coming along very nicely, and you guys are going to see my future fights. I'm just waiting to get in there and showcase myself, but you're going to see some grappling in my future fights as well.
Do you have any fights lined up right now in any promotions or no?
Well, I don't know if you guys have kept up with my Instagram or just my recent news, but I was supposed to fight at CFFC 88 or 89, was it?
That was last month, right?
Yeah, I was supposed to fight there. That fight fell off literally the day of, or like the day before, because of the weigh-in thing. But I'm working with Danny Ruby. Shout out to Ruby Sports and Entertainment. This guy's great, and we're looking at next month. I'm always looking to fight. As long as I'm injury-free, I'm always looking for a fight. So it might be January. It might be literally a month from now. It might be the 29th. It might be early February. There's several options out there. At the same time, fights are scarce because of this coronavirus thing. But I'm always looking to fight, and I know I'm going to have something lined up very soon. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, we seen your last performance at CFFC 81 with Elijah Harris, which Eric and I both thought was very impressive. So congratulations on that. So we're looking forward to seeing your next fight.
Thank you, brother. For me, that's old news, and I just look ahead.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
I'm just ready to perform again. You know, this year has been crazy, a lot of setbacks, but I'm looking ahead, and I'm praying that the future's bright. You know, I'm training very hard, and I'm ready to showcase myself.
We're excited to see you back in there. So what's the experience like? You said you're training at Sarah BJJ. You know, you're pretty early on in your professional career. So what's the experience like being able to train with such legends and such savages at so early on in your career?
You know, I came along in 2019 to Sarah Longo. So it's an association, as you guys know. It's Law MMA, Longo Weidman MMA, and Sarah BJJ. That's the combo that we have, which is devastating. You know, it's a crazy combo. It's just nonstop work with the top guys in the grappling world. Stand up. It's just everything. It's just everything you would want in a top MMA gym. And the numbers speak for themselves. You guys already know about the OGs, Aljo, and all these guys, Marab. And then we have a bunch of killers coming up also that probably aren't even on the radar yet, or just getting on the radar. 1, 2, 3, 4 fights deep into their professional careers. So there's a lot of guys coming up aside from the OGs, man. It's a row of killers. It's a murderer's row, truly.
Who do you think gives you the hardest time in the gym?
Everybody, man. Everybody gives the hardest time in their own ways. It's like I just worked with Dylan Mantello. He's 2-0. I just work with Dylan Mantello. This guy's like 6'2", and he's a lightweight. He's lanky. He's picking at me from long range. And then you have Marab, who's a 35er, but he has an insane pace that it's a legendary pace. Everybody will tell you about his pace. And then this guy's a wrestler. This guy's a crazy grappler. Like, everybody's gonna always give me problems somewhere. You know, there's nobody that I can just say that, oh, I'm just better than him everywhere. Everybody gives everybody problems, and that's why the camp is so effective. That's why the camp is so dangerous, is because we all sharpen each other in areas where we lack, and strengths where we prosper. So it's truly a murderer's row, like I said.
Okay, so you're in a pretty stacked division. I would consider lightweight. What do you think separates you from from other competitors in the same division?
I would say my mindset, I would say my mindset, and just the fact that I've been at this for a long time, and I've been very consistent and working very hard. I think a lot of people can show that they work hard on like social media, or just work hard in periods, but I don't think they work hard through all the storms and all the setbacks that MMA has to offer. Like, I've had quite a few injuries this year, and I just kept working through them. It was a broken rib, it was a micro tear in my shoulder, it was a pulled groin, and all three of these injuries, I was working in areas where I was able to work. When, let's say, I had the pulled groin, I was working on my boxing. I had the shoulder thing, I was working on strength and conditioning. When I had the rib injury, I was still trying to strike. I was still trying to box, kickbox, just working in general, just keeping sharp. So aside from these three injuries this year, obviously MMA is a sport that'll give you setbacks every month, every 2 months, every few months. You're gonna find yourself, being pulled back by something. But I think my mindset carries me through that, and just my faith in myself and God. And I know that no matter what the injury is, no matter what the setback is, I know I'm gonna keep pushing. And I think that's what's going to separate me in the long run from everybody else.
And these injuries that you're referring to, they happened during training camp, or
It was
just
during it was during this year. It was both. It was out of training camp and training camp. I'm always pushing, Obviously in training camp you push like crazy, but I'm always pushing, Like, even outside of training camp, I'm trying to evolve. I'm in the gym, I'm not really missing weeks at a time, months at a time, taking time off. I don't even really know what time off is. I had to teach myself how to take time off, because there was fights where in the past where I would fight and then I would go lift the next day because the fight finished quick. It was like a first round or a second round finish. I felt no injuries, and I'll go lift the next day, and then, like, which would be let's say a Sunday, and then Monday I would just be back in the gym, like, and that same Thursday I'm sparring. So I actually had to teach myself how to take time off, because I didn't know how to do that. I didn't even know what recovery was until I got to Sarah Longo. These guys really like taught me what recovery was.
So are you injury free now? Safe to say?
I'm injury free. God willing, I stay injury free just so I can get to the next fight, whenever that is. I know it's gonna be soon. I just want to showcase myself. I just want to show that I am separate from the pack, and that I want to show what I've been working on this past year. It's been almost a year since I've been out of action. Well, out of action in the cage, on TV, but not out of action in the gym. So I just can't wait. I'm waiting patiently, but I know when I get in there, I'm going to show exactly what I've been working on.
yeah, your last fight was in February, and we've been ever since very eager to see you back in the cage.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. A lot of people are telling me the same thing, and that only gives me more of a motivation to keep grinding and go out there and just blow everybody out of the water when I do
No,
get
the
back.
thing is that me and Eric, we did obviously we did a lot of research on you before we interviewed you, and we went through a lot of your fights, and we were both very impressed by your past performances. In the Elijah Harris fight, the first round was a little bit iffy, but after that you picked it up, and I thought you looked very impressive, to be honest.
Yeah, you know what? That was so before the Elijah Harris fight, there was a 6 month layoff, or what was it, 5 6 months. So that was just my eagerness to want to show and just want to take him out and stuff. And I know I can put anybody out. I know skill wise and power wise, and just with all the strengths I have in my style, I know I can put out anybody in my division. But that's the whole point, is to wait and be patient with it. And that's what I'm going to do in my next fight. But that first round. That was me rushing. That was me trying to put him away. That was me reacting to my emotion instead of staying cool and cold and just picking my shots.
Yeah, once the fight progressed, it was like evident to see like who was the like better mixed martial artist. So
And I thought that was a great test for you as well, because we saw you get tested, on the ground, and in the third round, you got tested standing up as well, and you showed that you had your mind in one place, and that was to get your hand raised, and you pushed through. So it was a great performance.
Thank you, brother. That's gonna be the goal every single time, man.
So let me ask you, between striking, submission, maybe a takedown, is there any move that you consider your favorite or your go-to that you rely on or that you like to do?
What I like, uh, that's what I'm saying. Like I've been messing with a whole lot of stuff in training that I like a lot. Like I really can't say that I don't like. I don't want to give away because people haven't seen it in the ring yet. But there's certain submissions that I've been playing with that I've been pulling off time and time again in the gym that you're gonna see attempts or you're gonna see that submission in the cage. So I really can't say that I don't like jiu-jitsu or I don't like this, I don't like that. I love it all. I love it all. If in your opinion I'm better in one area than the next, that doesn't mean that I don't love each area equally. I love every area just as much as the other, stand up, wrestling, ground and pound. I love it all, man. This is why I do MMA and not anything else, because I love every single aspect of this game.
okay, so let me ask you, what do you think out of all your performances, what do you think would you classify as the highlight of your career thus far?
The highlight of my career, um, I gotta let people decide. I feel like the highlight of my career is just still yet to come. I feel like the craziest moments are still yet to come. So I don't feel like I have a highlight of my career. I just feel like it's been a long journey and it's still a long journey that lies ahead. And the hardest work, the hardest battles are still yet to come. So that's all I can say really. I don't feel like I have a highlight of my career.
Okay, very well said. Let me ask you one more question, and it's gonna drift off a little bit from the MMA topic. So if fighting wasn't your like job or occupation, what would you see yourself doing aside from fighting?
I like physical labor, but at the same time, like I don't know where my life would be because I grew up with this. I learned how to fight before I learned how to walk, or I learned how to throw punches or learn how to throw kicks before I learned how to walk. It's from my position in particular, it's hard for me to say because it's not like I picked this up at 17 after having failed this or failed that. I literally, my first competition was at 6 years old. I know this better than anything else. I have done school, I have finished high school, and I have went to college and all this stuff, but nothing appeals to me like MMA because it's the biggest mental and the biggest physical challenge that you can find known to man, in my opinion, other than war, the actual military and actual warfare. I feel like there's nothing else out there that's going to challenge you mentally and physically as much as mixed martial arts will, or combat sports in general.
Yeah, you seem very hungry and very, your head's in the right place. So, we're eager to see you back in the ring sometime soon, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you.
So, Johnny, I don't know if you have any more questions. Nazim, if you want to, I guess, if you have anything you want to say to our fans before we wrap this up.
Um, Actually, last night before I knew we were gonna do this interview today, I actually thought to myself of something. I figured like something like a question like this was gonna come. All I can say to the fans is support your local fighters because when they're at the big stage and they have, let's say, just for example, 100,000 followers, that's the easy part. 100,000 is going to turn into 200,000. Support them now, buy their t-shirts, come to the fights. And of course, some people can't. Some people physically can't. They have jobs. I understand. But those that can, don't just watch their journey, but not support it. Support their journey. Come to their fights. Support them. You have a local fighter, support him because this is where it matters. This is where it means something. This is where it always means something. The support from the fans always means something. But the hard part, the struggling times, the times where you have financial setbacks and you have all these other setbacks where it's hard to find a fight, or this is where it's going to count. So my advice to the fans is just support your local fighters and just the fans in general, your guys' fans and my fans. I just want to tell everybody thank you, a huge thank you.
Sure, we'd love to promote you any way we can. You know, if you're ever selling any promotional material, you know, definitely let us know, and we'd like to share with our fans as well.
Do you have
Thank you.
do you have any merchandise that you're trying to promote, or because
No, it wasn't even me. It wasn't even me. When I said local fighters, I actually wasn't even talking about myself. I was talking about anybody that's gonna watch that has a local fighter that they know about. Like,
oh no, because
like,
I was about to buy some of your merch right now, but
I mean, I have my friends actually. You know, this is why I'm blessed to have the friends and the fans that I have, because I actually have friends that made these sweaters and they're selling them, and like I didn't even make them. I just saw them release the design. Like, they just showed me the design, like, yo, we're gonna push this for you, and I'm like, yo, cool. I have t-shirts, but other than that, I don't really have much merchandise or anything that I'm specifically promoting. My number one interest is fighting, but like I'm just saying in general, that was just like a message to everybody that's watching, for them to promote their fighters that they know about, you know, in their hometowns.
Very
so
well said.
so if you could just send us that merchandise, I'll look into it. We're gonna post it on our Instagram and maybe get
I
you some
appreciate
sales.
it, bro. I appreciate it. It wasn't about me, but I
No, no,
appreciate
no.
it,
I
bro.
know it
Thank you.
wasn't about you, but you know, whatever. I kind of want that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
I
that.
don't want that
I
new gear. You
appreciate
know what
that.
I'm saying?
Thank you, my bro. Thank you.
Okay, man. It was lovely talking to you, man, and we wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors.
Pleasure to be on your guys' show. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
Happy
brother.
holidays. Take care, man.
Happy holidays.